while he's getting on here, I'm going to introduce my next guest. He got to start in the entertainment industry by appearing in stage plays, having since graduated to television and film. He's done his acting debut, but he has added singer, author, and producer to his resume. So please give a warm welcome to Christian Keys. Good morning, Christian.
Thank you. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. My apologies. The last interview ran a little long, but I won't complain because I'm glad that somebody want to talk to me. So, hey, we're promoting All the Queen's Men. People are excited about it. Glad to be here talking to you about it.
Yes. Okay. So let me ask you a question. I don't know if you remember years ago, but I interviewed you for a stage play. It was so long ago, though, Christian. I still have the photo, actually. And I remember, like, I was just talking to the crowd about how at that time, I think you had just started doing stage plays and whatnot. And you were like still green and young, but you've come such a long way. How does it feel like to see your trajectory?
It's humbling, but it also keeps me hungry, and it also, that hunger keeps me humble. All this can disappear, man. We lost Michael this week. You know, that's a reminder of the importance of living in the moment and appreciating things. To come from acting for 20 years, 21 now, and now to be able to write and create content and make that phone call and say, hey, you know, can you do me a favor? Have your people send in an audition tape for this, because I think you'd be great for that, and mess around and that person book it and thrive at it and do an amazing job. For me, that feels really, really good. That's the reward, because I'm on the other side of that a lot of times. You know, they're hiring me. So I do love that. I do love the trajectory. I fell in love with the process, oddly enough. I love auditioning now. So that's the move. That's the attitude to take for me. And I need to approach it like, oh, y'all done messed up now. You gonna let me in the room? Let's go. Because if not, then I'm in there tepid and you tiptoeing, and you don't want to be tiptoeing. You got to make some choices and give the character some life. And then if they give you adjustments, make the adjustments.
Right.
And that's really when you get the casting director, because they're like, wait a minute, he or she can take direction on the fly. And as an actor, most people don't remember that casting directors kind of sort of really want you to come in there and kill it anyway. So, you know, these are just lessons I've learned over the years. They want you to come in there and be amazing.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you because, so I don't know, a lot of people I'm pretty sure know, but I don't know if they do know. Sorry, I was taking out my earpiece.
It's okay.
But you're from Detroit, right? And so I've been noticing that one thing is you've kind of become like a political advocate for your hometown. You speak out on some really sensitive issues. You don't play around when it comes to, you know, Flint, because I know that, you know, you were also raised in that area and there's still discrepancies. And so you being an actor and being in the public eye, how do you balance, you know, you know there are injustices, right? And you know that sometimes when you do speak out, there's backlash from that. So how do you balance your craft with your, you know, political advocacy?
I can't not talk about what's going on. I would be doing myself a disservice, and I'd be doing the Black community a disservice. I'm proud and excited to be Black every day and wake up every day. But sometimes in certain situations, you know, it can scare you to death because, you know, with everything's going on with the cops, if I get pulled over, you don't know. you know. And for me, it's just I want my son to see me speak out and have some audacity as a black man to be proud, because I want him proud.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we changing that dynamic because I grew up without a father figure, but he's had one. I was blessed to be able to be here the entire time. We've said our prayers almost every night since he was like 3. You know, like I'm there, hands on. You know, hands in the soil, fertilizing that soil, so that way he can be better than me and go farther than me. But I have to speak out, and when a march happens, we go down and, you know, we go to the Black Lives Matter marches. We go to the Me Too movement marches. We go to the women's equal pay matter marches. We go to all these things because I need them to be important to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I got his big brown eyes looking at me like, and he see what I'm doing, and I want to make him proud. I want to make him proud and God proud. So I got to speak out.
Yeah, I love that. I love that about you, and I love that you're not afraid to. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people are, and you know, because they feel like it's either their career or, you know, and we see that in sports. You know what I mean? We see it's like just shut up and play or shut up and act.
Shut
you
up
know?
and dribble. Yeah, come on, man. Nah.
Right. Yeah. So I love that for you. So like I said, you did start and you've come a long way. You know, a lot of people don't know that, or they do know, but, and you could look at you, you know, you started out modeling, you started out doing a fitness trainer. So
20 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, right. But now I love that, you know, I saw that you wrote a book, Ladies Night.
Yeah.
So Ladies Night is based on the new show, All the Queen's Men, which I love the title of the show, you know, because it really, it goes. It goes.
I probably went through, basically, long story short, I pitched Ladies Night as a show to BET about 2015. Okay. It didn't fit. You know, they liked it but didn't love it, and they didn't go with it. And I get it. I got a bunch of no's on that show. But then when I ran it by Tyler's team of rock star black women over there, Michelle, Elon, and Dee at Tyler Perry Studios, they got it. And they were like, you know, so they took this, you know, the idea to Tyler, and he was like, I want that show. And it was that, you know, you get a lot of no's. I'm glad that I wrote the book. I'm glad that the people loved and supported the book. I'm glad that it landed where it's supposed to, because Tyler Perry Studios appreciates it. And it's not Tyler Perry's All the Queen's Men. It's All the Queen's Men. It's you know, by Tyler Perry Studios, but I created that. And I'm excited about that. And I'm appreciative to him to believe in the show. And we got something great. I'm excited. I'm over the moon about it.
I mean, you would have to be, because like you said, you pitched it in 2015 and you got all these no's. So how did you continue and persevere even though you were getting the no's? Because sometimes, I mean, I get discouraged. I get a lot of no's, you know? Yeah. So how do you continue to move forward?
You're going to get no's, especially if it's going to be something that's going to end up being great. When we look back and All the Queen's Men has 100 episodes, I'll understand why I got 40 no's or 50 no's from different production companies and that kind of thing. You know, everything in its time. And there's other shows I've gotten a bunch of no's on. But the funny thing is, now a lot of those studios and the networks and production companies are like, hey, congrats on a new show. What else you got? I got 4 or 5 shows and 4 or 5 movies ready. So it's everything in his time. And at this point, you know, God is a genius and a comedian. I trust him. And somebody said in the comments they binge watched all 10 episodes. I did too. You're not weird. Ain't no shame. I'm going to watch them again. It's a hell of a show. But everything in its time, and you got to push through the no's, because sometimes those NO's are NOTYETs. It's not a no, it's a not yet. So
I like
you
that.
know,
yeah,
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not a no, it's a not right now, or not with this company. Maybe God ain't gonna bless
Correct.
it. Yeah, if it's over here, I had offers, I had monetary offers, you know, to do the movie, to do the show, and I'm like, I don't want to do it at that scale, or it's not about money, but you know, I think I want to do it with a bigger production budget because I really wanted to feel like every episode is a movie. It landed right where it's supposed to land with TPS. So,
Now,
yeah.
when you got those no's though, did you go back and tweak anything, or you thought, I'm not changing a thing, this is what it is? And
You have to be flexible. You got to be
okay.
flexible. I rewrote that script over and over. If somebody optioned it or somebody was interested but they had notes, that means you got to go and do another pass and adjust their notes. If it's too dark, if it's too gritty, if you, hey, so listen, take that murder out of there, take that out of there, that's scary. If it's for broadcast, you know, you gotta kind of soften it up a little bit because you can only go so far on TV. If it's for streaming, you can be, hey man, throw that murder back in there. Yeah, you know what? Kill him too. You can get a little gritty with it.
Right.
And listen, I'm excited. We are in a good place. Fall in love with the show. A lot of people that look like you and me worked on it, were blessed by it, including me, and were able to pay their bills and bless their family with it. But it's a heck of a show. I would watch it if I wasn't associated with it. I would still watch the show. It's a hell of a show.
Well, I looked at the trailer, right? And one thing that I fell in love with was the strength from Eva.
Yeah.
You know, she's playing Madam, you know, which is a very powerful character. And I kind of get the idea that the show is more women's empowerment in a different way, because this is why I'm saying this. We're mostly seeing women on TV being over-sexualized.
Right.
This time with All the Queen's Men, the men are over-sexualized. That's not something that you see on TV a lot.
Well, and they're not even over-sexualized. It's the reverse of the traditional strip club, where men are usually in charge and women are sexualized. I humanized, and the team, the development team, and myself, we humanized all the guys, so you care about them. Yes, the women are gonna like the way that they look and the way that they dance, but they have issues and stuff that they're fighting through and fighting for. They have a why they're doing all of this and why they're dancing. So you care about them when they put their clothes on and go home. You're like, yo, what's Midnight like at home? What does he watch on Netflix? What does Babyface do? What's Doc? You care about them. And then it wasn't a deliberate empowering thing. It was more so the unapologetic femininity and the celebration of that. Women don't need to be asking our permission or our approval or our validation to be great. That, you know, that was an era that's over. So, you know, that's where we, and you know what? I don't want to rush. My PR person, Juliet, is going to kick me. She's going to drop kick me. I have an interview that I was supposed to be on 5 minutes ago, but I was enjoying myself.
I know. And okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I just wanted to get it in before you know everything. But just one last question, and I'll give you this. How did you come up with the premise of, is this like a fiction or is this based upon your life?
95% fiction. I did do an amateur night so I could kind of get an appreciation for it. Plus somebody dared me and I'm like, you clearly don't know me, because I'll do it. I'll go in there and clean up. So I did an amateur night and I made about $700 in 30 minutes. And I had fun with it. I learned a lot, and it helped feed, you know, my understanding of that world. But it's 98% fiction. A couple of those little moments in the book are fact, but you know, the amateur night being one of them. But yeah, this is a fictional story, and these stories deserve to be told.
Okay, well, I hope that we can talk more again. I know
absolutely
your time is limited, but I definitely wanted to get it in. Wanted to congratulate you on such a successful show. You're doing it all. I love that. I love to see our Black brothers thriving. Go ahead, Christian, and good luck to you with all your future endeavors. I wish you the best.
Thank you. Likewise. And we'll definitely talk soon.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.